Ain't it always the same? You think you just finished saving the world, you're trying to tie up some loose ends, and that's when the aliens arrive. And then things kind of just go rapidly downhill from there. The Lighthouse is under siege in an episode that's half horror, half action, and all Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, Episode 19. Option 2. Should have waited for 3. Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So yes, lots of spoilers are coming up, and at the end of this review, I will be revealing our contest winner, wearing their very own Agent's badge and deck of Captain America trading cards. Can't go wrong with those. Anyway, so the episode itself, a lot of fun, a lot of tension, a lot of things going on. I love the opening, I have to say. Starting out from space and kind of zooming all in through the solar system down towards Earth, and Talbot sort of going over the numbers. I love those zoom-ins. I love those space shots. I'm a sucker for that. And I just love how that kind of took the whole element of space and then zooming in down into Talbot at the end, because it really did give us our sense of scale and scope for this episode. Now, of course, everything starts off with a bit of an argument between our agents. Not a common theme. I love the little remarks between agents. Was it Davis and Kim, I think? Kim was asking, is this normal? The weird mission? Yes. The fighting? No. Yes, of course, we're going to space up the Zephyr and slingshot the gravitonium into the sun. That's just a normal S.H.I.E.L.D. job. But we do have our fallout from last week, and I liked how the scene was handled. Because really, you have people that are right on both sides. Yo-Yo is trying to do what she thinks is right, trying to stop this dark future from going on. Daisy, she's in charge. And I think, I don't know, I'm liking Daisy getting into her leadership position, but I think she kind of takes the I'm the boss position too much. We've seen it in a few points throughout the past couple seasons. She sort of takes charge. She gets very possessive of that. Different from Phil, who, while he is the decision maker, he tends to listen a little bit more. And I think also a lot of that probably is the respect. Coulson has that. Daisy, not really yet. Still looking a little green, which sort of gets to the point where Yo-Yo says to her at the end, is we didn't choose you. Coulson decided. I mean, that's sort of how Chain of Command works. Nobody wanted Mace originally last year. But that's sort of the way things fall out. So, again, dealing with these, it's important, and I like that, again, there wasn't a clear, there's not a winner or loser, there's not a right or wrong. These are arguments on approach of what was the best course of action. And, of course, it's really, honestly, hard to tell. Though as things play out, I don't know. You know, there's a couple things that we got out of this. One, real quick, I love the scene between May and Daisy right afterwards when Daisy asks, you can ask me how I feel, and May's like, not if I don't have to. Perfect character bits. Really perfect character bits. But we also got to the scene between Yo-Yo and Mac, again, as fallout from this after the aliens sort of pop up, which was really a great scene. You know, we haven't had a whole lot between Yo-Yo and Mac kind of dealing with things that tend to be a little quicker. They got into a lot of meaty stuff. They weren't kicking around the bush. They were talking about beliefs, they're talking about trust, they're talking about the danger, you know, trying to protect versus, you know, acting crazy. I mean, really, these conflicts of morality. I mean, Mac is the sort of moral center. He's our moral guide. And how he talks about, yes, I wanted to kill her myself, but that's not what we do here. That's not what S.H.I.E.L.D. is all about. And for Mac, as that big, strong, very imposing guy, it's really important to have that sense of morality, that sense of center, to be able to make that choice. Yo-Yo's, you know, I mean, her upbringing a little more complicated and stuff, you know. She was doing stuff all by herself before she came into S.H.I.E.L.D. So, and also her love of Mac, knowing what happens to Mac, that he is supposed to at some point die. Yeah, she's going to be taking risks. She's going to be doing whatever she can. So again, there's not a whole lot of right and wrong going on here. I just love how it was just a very emotional scene between the two of them. And of course, we got to fear that maybe they're breaking up, which, you know, is sad and it's hurtful. But by the same token, Yo-Yo, things might have been a little different if you talk to people. Said it from the beginning, and we really got our perfect example here. When the aliens show up, the base gets all locked up. Wait for the whole list. May is right, Coulson. Wait for them to give the whole list. Don't just pick one. Besides, alien invasion is always going to be an option in an apocalyptic scenario. Earthquake, solar flares, nuclear disaster, alien invasion, these are all standard choices. But it's at that point, after Daisy has gone dark and headed off to meet up with Tony Kane there, that she finally reveals, oh, you're supposed to die. This is where it ends. We find out that all of these moments, all of this past stuff, the fight with Ruby, that didn't matter. Because this is that turning point. Daisy's off here, Coulson's stuck here, the aliens come down. This is it. But how much of that could have been avoided if she had had the conversation with Phil a little bit earlier? Yes, she didn't want to hurt him. Yes, she loves him. Yes, he is family. But hiding that information, that's what got you into this trouble. If we knew any of this, you don't save, she may be able to send Daisy off to the office. Also, this is, and really this gives a lot more of a list of what future Yo-Yo could have said. Don't bring the chamber back. Destroy the chamber before you bring it back. Don't bring back a fully functioning chamber and the gravitonium. There's a lot of choices that could have been things. Yes, there's a lot of words that could have been said. It didn't just get to the save Coulson or not. I think there are many moments here that could have changed. Now, without the whole Talbot scene and everything, maybe the aliens would have come in and then everybody would have died. Okay. Also, could have been a message, choose option 3, not option 2. I just think future Yo-Yo could have said a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. But current Yo-Yo could have at least had this conversation and it might have saved at least some of this. And before we get to our alien invasion discussion, let me just say how much I enjoyed the science conversation between Deke and Fitz about multi-universe theory versus the block of paper theory of how time kind of works. Just sort of, I mean, I just enjoyed that. I love that Deke's coming from a whole different position, you know, effective scientific theory. And then how it kind of devolves out into the fact that they're using Deke as a kind of canary in the coal mine. That if he blinks out of existence, then they know that they've changed the future. It's so mean. Of course, Deke doesn't really understand the phraseology, but yeah. And then consistently as they go through, after Fitz and Simmons sort of split up, and Gemma asks, is Deke still there? And Fitz does that slow, okay, yeah, he's still there. All right, then we're good. It's, again, it's a dark way of looking at things, but I mean, I've really enjoyed Fitz in here. I know, or Deke. I know Fitz doesn't want him calling him Grandpa. That was awesome too. But the fact that Deke is, I mean, he is smart in his own way. He does know a few things. The fact that he and Fitz can sort of be having this conversation about what's going to happen if and when they fix the timeline. I really enjoyed it. Alright, and the invasion bit itself, really well done. Like I said, a lot of great tension. This was a total homage to Aliens, the sequel to Alien, directed by James Cameron. The best in the Aliens franchise as far as I'm concerned. But that great blend of tension, of action, a wonderful scene when we had Fitz there trying to use the night vision scope. He's just, you could see his hand shaking. I mean, just really showing that tension was beautifully done. But there were a lot of these sequences that really did have reminiscent of the Aliens movie when they were locked up in the kind of control room there, and there's the banging at the door, and they're looking and they're waiting, and then they hear it behind them, and then it quiets down, and they're looking around as which ways it's all coming in. It was just, again, great homage to that big final scene in Aliens when all the aliens come in and they have to leave, and we lost Hudson, and and all that. Yeah, and then we had that John Garrett reference back too. There's a real honor for Bill Paxton in this episode. Anyway, I just love the whole tension, the whole feel. Now, I did have to laugh at the parkour aliens, I have to say. Sure, they were scary, talking about the big claws. I love the fact they create darkness. What did Deke say? They're magic. That's nice to know if it's magical or technology. You know, it's hard to tell what sort of aliens. Sometimes they are the same. But I kind of like that idea of them bringing the darkness with them and all of the electronics weren't working. It just added that whole extra kind of scary element to them. The parkour bits, again, you want to make them scary. They got to move quick. Parkour is definitely a very cool looking form of movement. But I do have to say it kind of, instead of frightening me so much, it just sort of drew me back a little bit, like, oh my god, they're doing competitions here. It's Ninja Warrior, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. style. And Glenn Talbot. Wow. You know, I've really enjoyed him being back on the show. I mean, it was nice. Adrian Pasdar has been popping up the past few seasons, a little antagonistic, and a bit more on our side, a little bit of back and forth. But with his return here, again, I've loved how he has come along. I mean, first, very sympathetic with the damage and such that he's had and how that character's been played. I loved his interaction with Coulson. I loved how much that he's really gotten over onto S.H.I.E.L.D's side. Really, his character has believed in Phil and the team. And where he went this episode, well, like I said, a lot of emotions. And again, you know, coming from a good place with somebody who's trying to make up for his mistakes. But a lot of danger here too, because he's already a little rattled in the brain. He's not entirely right. And then going and fusing in with the gravitonium. I mean, how that whole thing went down. And he's just trapped in there with Gemma. And once he pulled down the sheet and we saw the chamber, I was like, no, what are you doing with the chamber? What are you doing with the repair chamber? Please tell me that you broke something and you didn't just... Again, Yo-Yo, this would have been helpful information at a point. But then maybe not. Maybe everyone would have run over by the aliens if Glenn didn't end up doing what he did. But that was just really emotional seeing that. Then him taking out Gemma and then jumping into the machine. It was all like, no! Which, of course, then leads us to our Scene of the Week! Which you knew it was going to be this. Come on, there wasn't any other. Well, like I said, the Mac Yo-Yo emotional little connection scene, that was going to be it if this didn't happen, because there was a lot happening in that scene I loved. But the whole final scene where Phil gets knocked down and it starts off all in slow motion. It's like everyone's screwed. The aliens have come in. They've ran out of ammo. They're trying to fight them off hand to hand. Yeah, love Coulson that you picked that particular moment to try and have a conversation with May. But it's Coulson just laying there. The door opens up and there's Glenn. And I was wondering how he's going to look because we just saw the sort of silhouette of him before, and I was going to wonder, is he going to look like Glenn? Is he going to look all like gravitoniumed out? You know, what's going to go on? But how he just comes out totally calm. As I said, I was concerned with him already being messed up. If now he's got Hall and Quinn arguing and yelling and going on in his head, I don't know, maybe if he's rattled, he's able to deal with them. Did their personalities just go into Ruby and then were dissipated? I don't know. We'll have to kind of probably wait and see a little bit more to see how that weighs out. But somebody already messed up at the head with those potential alternate personalities going on? Kind of scary. But just walking in, super calm, and then we see it. Those bodies just rise up and then completely just black hole collapse in on themselves. Oh, it was messy. It was nasty. It was cool in its own way. And then really, the topper, the total comic topper for that is already scared, already a little impressed with what's it. Then we do that shot over to Yo-Yo going in and checking in on Gemma, and the camera pans down, and the gravitonium crate now has the IUM at the end, all covered with little blood and nasty little goo. So all that's clearly read is Graviton. So perfectly done. I mean, really, it was just awesome. And then, of course, he just sort of takes Phil up into the air, and we find out from our little recording there from Patrick Warburton that the atmosphere is safe. The Earth is saved. Which, of course, is entirely ironic because with that particular sequence, the Earth is definitely not safe. And then, of course, we can't forget our final scene. Of course, Daisy has been trying to get a little John Garrett juice from Tony Kane right there. Gets the centipede vial there, but also finds out that there was an extra ingredient. And where did the Nazis get that from? From Mom. Yeah, Jiang. So I guess at the end there, that's Daisy having to dig up the body of her mom. I don't know if she's gonna, I don't know, get some of her bones or flesh. Or I don't know what she's getting out of the grave, but she needs something for Mom down there. That body's not gonna look good. All right, just a couple of small things. One, I loved Phil on the radio. You know, it seemed to have a very Han Solo feel to it. You know, was trying to be serious, but also a little jokey and trying to calm people down, you know. Yes, the aliens are coming, and we've got this, and everything's all sealed up, but just, you know, it was just sort of a mistake, a technical error that so we may be locked in here for 15 years, but, you know, we'll figure a way out. It'll be all right. Anyway, all of that was just really well done. I enjoyed that. Oh, and speaking of radio, one of the things that also added a lot of tension into our alien invasion scene was the constant shatter and breaking up on the radio. You know, you're just seeing the scene from one room and you're hearing voice over here talking about this and voice over here, and then they're cutting off. It was just, again, that beautiful way of ratcheting up tension. Oh my God, everybody's panicking, but then cutting out all actual communication. It just was a perfect way. It just really, I loved this episode. So we got a couple Easter eggs in our scene with Tony Kane there. One, of course, Robin's drawing appeared to be that of Sonara, juggling her balls of death. That's what they're called. And two, of course, we may have gotten our actual Infinity War reference. Very quiet, very quick. Did you hear about that stuff in New York? Don't have time to watch the news. Okay. That seemed to have been about it. I did see Infinity War, by the way. Here, I will give you my non-spoiler review right here. Go see it. That's it. That's all. I'm not going to talk about much, anything. It's good. If you've watched any of the Marvel movies, you're going to want to see this. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll cheer, you'll hurt, you'll do the whole gambit of feels. It's non-stop. Just go see it. Highly recommended. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to want to see it a couple of times, most likely. It's going to make all the money, and I'm probably going to give them more of mine very soon. And lastly, our contest winner. First off, thank you so much, everybody, for writing in, telling me about your favorite scenes. It was really a blast. We had a great bit of variety. Some people were focusing on some of the same things, which I understand about. Framework was all very popular, a lot of Ghost Rider stuff also, a lot of intricate character work even between like May and Daisy and certain people. Was really a nice selection. It was kind of a blast to kind of see everybody's favorite moments kind of spread out over the series. Reminded me of a lot of stuff. I was like, yeah, that was really good. Oh, I really enjoyed that. So it was a blast reading all of that from you. So I took all your names, put them in a big hat, stirred it all around, and the name I pulled out was Vincent Montemarano. I apologize if I just butchered that. But Vincent Montemarano, you are our contest winner. You're going to be getting an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. badge and a deck of Phil Coulson's Captain America trading cards. really hope that you enjoy those. So what I'll need you to do is go ahead and direct message me. You can do it through Twitter if you got Twitter. You can do it through YouTube. There should be a little link. Just go ahead, contact me so I can get your contact information. Go ahead and get that stuff mailed out to you. So thanks again for everyone for subscribing, for sharing your favorite scenes. I may have to do something else like this coming up soon. Anyway, congratulations. All right, so that's going to wrap up this week. 3 episodes left, guys. 3 episodes, not that much. A lot of stuff has to happen, and certainly Earth is still in danger now that Glenn Talbot has become Graviton. And if you stopped and watched those little coming up next week scenes, it's not going well with his brain. No, things are going to definitely get very, very dark here. So, a lot of danger still up ahead. 3 episodes to sort this out. And we know there's going to be more because they're going to renew Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're going to renew it. We're going to hear about it soon. It's almost May, right? Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining me with this review. And if you enjoyed this review, please go ahead and hit that like button. Thoughts, ideas, comments, you know where to put them down in the section below. Now you can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. Please subscribe if you're not. It's quick, it's easy. You know there's only a couple of these episodes left, but we just started Legion. Got Westworld Season 2, Preacher coming up in June. So a lot of stuff. Don't miss any of that. Hit that button and you won't. And then we'll throw up a couple of our latest reviews right here and you can check those out. So that's going to be it for me. I'm D, and I'm out of here. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.